Hey dear subscribers, and those maybe who would like to hear and another version about diseases.
If you also think that every symptom, every disease has a reason, and no one outside viruses, cancer, is to blame.
It's all about you, your reactions, your fears.
Then these videos may be very interesting for you.
Maybe your diagnosis is not that scary how you thought. Maybe the only one who can heal you is yourself. Maybe human body is just a biological machine ruled by feelings. Feeling is a secret. All about that in this video.
In this video, all 5 biological laws in detail, which explain what diseases are and their causes. Also, you will learn what metastases are, according to the 5 biological laws.
Also, why children get cancer.
The first biological law. Disease, it's just a special biological program, also called conflict.
The first biological law reveals that a disease is just a special biological program, also called a conflict. It's some kind of emergency program, some kind of plan B, which our body has for the extreme life situations.
The special biological program, conflict or disease, is started when a shock, extreme life situation occurs in a person's life. The shock happens when 3 conditions are met. First condition, something completely unexpected happens. Misfortune, divorce, death of loved one, loss of property, etc. Second condition, it is personally dramatic for that person. And third condition, a person experiences it in isolation, keeps all the drama and pain inside. Also, special programs can start when stress, worries, or concerns of daily life lasts long enough. Diseases begins with events or situations which we haven't resolved.
It's a burden. I cannot bear it anymore.
Activation of the special biological program or conflict. Disease starts unconsciously. It's our subconscious mind turns it on, and our body is a part of our subconscious.
The human body, it's a biological machine that speaks to us through feelings and is ruled by feelings.
Your great fright, the biggest fear for the body, is in order to act and save you by starting special biological program.
Because your fright, your anxiety, the body understands this danger to your existence.
Also, body takes your imagined danger as real. Nor does he have times.
So be careful what you afraid for. Your body takes it as real danger. And be careful of remembering any pain or fear of future events. For your body, it is all happening now.
Example, you afraid that you will starve, or will lose your job, or will lose money, or will lose home, recognition, career, or love. For your brains, it's a starvation conflict. And starts special liver parenchyma program. Increase in function and growth of a tumor of secretory or absorptive quality, with which food can be better digested to ensure existence. Your fridge is full, but your body brain is guided by your feelings and not by the content of the refrigerator. Also, your future events. He understand as the present. The same second. When you had a shock, this special biological program starts and runs in all three levels: psyche, brain, organ. The psyche or soul is a programmer. The brain is a computer. The organ is a machine. The psyche soul gets scared and programs. In the brain is formed hammer focus.
What is hammer focus?
Hammer focus, it's a disc-like formation and is formed in the part of the brain responsible for that fear and manages the relevant organ. The organ follows orders. Hammer focus in conflict active phase can be seen dimly. And in the repair phase, hammer focus is clearly visible. When your soul have a shock, a dramatic for you life challenge. This shock programs your brain. The brain immediately sorts fear and sends a signal to the responsible organ to modify in order to help you deal with that extreme situation. Why body modifications, cancer and etc. are the help and not the irreversible pathology. The answer lies in the other biological laws. The second biological law. Each one, special biological program or conflict, consists of two parts: conflict active phase and repair phase.
The second biological law reveals that each one, special biological program, also called disease, consists of two parts: conflict active phase, when we struggle with a trouble and our body modifies in order to help us, and repair phase, when we relax and our body returns all back to normal.
So, when happens a highly acute, dramatic, and isolative conflict shock experience, the brain turns on a special biological program and starts conflict active phase. The symptoms: tension, cold hands, compulsive thinking, increased blood pressure, faster breathing, faster heartbeat, poor sleep, no appetite, weight loss, cold diseases, hammer focus in the corresponding brain area. Important symptom: if you often wake up between 1 and 3 a.m., this is a big sign that you are in a conflict. Special biological program is on.
It's your subconscious mind is waking you up to be alert.
Because your body is a beast, and he still lives in the forest. And he wants to protect you from predators who like to hunt at that time. And if you are anxious, then you are weak and easy target. When you solve a situation in life that caused fear or anxiety, or trouble goes away itself, and you relax, your body understands that you are safe and switches into repair, healing phase. Most of the symptoms are here in a repair phase. Relaxation, emotional relief, warm hands, great need for sleep. Fatigue, big appetite to weight gain, headache, fever, brain edema, due to hammer focus disposal. We think we are sick, but it's actually healing. The body returns all to normal again. The longer and more intensively you were in fear, the longer and harder the healing will take. But no matter how long the active phase lasts, repair phase takes at most half a year. If the healing takes longer than 6 months, it shows that you did not solve the conflict. Under similar circumstances, you were stuck in the same fear again. Known as chronic disease. New medicine call it recurring conflict.
So what our body doing in this conflict active phase in order to help us? And how cancer can be a help?
Some organs or tissues grow more cells or tumors to increase the organ's function and thus help you survive. Example of the pancreatic glandular tissue. Special biological program. Conflict, a gain or income cannot be realized. Inheritance or property conflict, disagreement among family members. Fight over money or possessions, outrage, indignation. Conflict active phase, increase in function, or growth of cauliflower-like tumor of secretory quality usually in notice. When we do not get something what we have been counting. For example, inheritance, nature sees that as need of utilization by producing additional cells. In repair phase is normalization of function. Caseating degradation of tumor, pain, fever, night sweats. Some organs or tissues, dysfunctional limitation. Cell degradation, in order later to grow back stronger. Example of the bones tissue, one special biological program. Osteoporosis, decrease in bone mass and density. Conflict, more or less, generalized self-esteem conflict. I am good for nothing anymore. I am burden for my family. I ask myself what I am good for. Conflict active phase, cell degradation in the bones. Degradation of bone tissue, osteoporosis, usually with short intermittent repair phases. Repair phase starts when you stop underestimating yourself. Increased metabolism, inflammation, restoration of the tissue with the help of bacteria, swelling, reddening, pain. Some organs or tissues makes function correction according to the situation. Example of the pancreatic beta cells, special biological program. Chronic hyperglycemia, diabetes type 1. Conflict, resistance conflict, pre-fight phase. One defends themselves against someone or something, but believes that they are not strong enough. Or one refuses someone, usually an authority, or something, somebody's death, or a task, job, work. One is forced to do something against their will, sometimes. This is fear, disgust conflict. Conflict active phase, less insulin release. Increase in blood sugar levels, damming up the sugar in the blood, temporary reserve. For the coming fight. Repair phase, function normalization, return to normal. Attacks of extreme hyperglycemia and hypoglycemia. These special biological programs are nature-given for short use. When we are caught unexpectedly, unprepared, staying in extreme stress, fear, or anxiety for too long can end. Body exhaustion. If every day and night you will stay in conflict active phase. The scars. If you repeat the same special biological program many times again, a scar is formed after a full special biological program. More scars makes more connective tissue, then less organ tissue and function. And you will have an exam. In the middle of each repair phase, there is a crisis. And its dangerousness depends on how long and often you were in conflict active phase and which vital organs were involved. The repair phase crisis lasts from a few minutes to about 3 days. It's the most critical phase during the entire special biological program. The peak of brain edema due to the removal of the hammer focus. The rest depends on which conflict was. Examples: heart attack, epileptic seizure, hepatic coma, and other.
That body don't have enough resources to recover in repair phase and not to pass repair phase crisis is very rare cases, very rare. Why many times humans don't pass that crisis is because we understand it wrong and we treat it wrong.
The third biological law. All the bodily processes, cancer, cell degradation, function correction, can be understood and explained through an organism's development history.
The third biological law reveals that all the bodily processes can be explained and understood through the organism's development history. This law explains why some organs grow tumors, other organs destroy tissues, and other organs just correct the function when we are in conflict active phase, when we struggle with the trouble.
Why organs or tissues behave differently when we are in conflict active phase.
The answer lies in their development evolution.
It depends on the germ layer from which this organ or tissue developed.
Human development, when we are still in the mother's womb, repeats evolutionary development.
3. Germ layers appear from which organs develop. Endoderm, mesoderm, and ectoderm. Endoderm appear first in the evolution. Vital organs develop from it. Mesoderm after appear and develop protection and movement organs. And finally appear ectoderm, the youngest representative of evolution, and organs of communication develop from it. Organs develop from the endoderm. Grow tumors or more cells to increase organ function, help you to run from mammoth. Organs develop from the ectoderm. Destroys tissues in conflict active phase, to rebuild stronger in repair phase. That you hide from danger and have time to set the strategy become stronger. Mesoderm is divided into old mesoderm and new mesoderm. Because some her organs still behaves according to the endoderm model, and some organs behaves according to the ectoderm model. Endoderm responsible for chunk conflicts. Old mesoderm responsible for protection and integrity conflicts. New mesoderm responsible for self-esteem conflicts. Ectoderm responsible for social conflicts. Endoderm in detail. The brainstem and vital organs develop from it. Digestive organs, kidney collective tubules, pulmonary alveoli, uterus mucosa, prostate gland, liver parenchyma, pancreatic parenchyma, and ether. In conflict active phase, these organs grow tumors or more cells to increase the function of the organ. In a repair phase, removes what has been added. These organs are responsible for chunk conflicts. Wanting or not wanting to have something, and able to get rid of something. Example, money, property, car, house, colleagues, partners, savings, jewelry, and ether. Special biological program of liver parenchyma. Understood as liver adenocarcinoma, round liver lesions, hepatocellular cancer. Conflict, existential or starvation conflict. Fear for one's own existence because of hardship, poverty, and food shortage, fear of starving. Crop failure, unemployment, a lack of love, money, attention, recognition, that is perceived as an existential threat. Also, this conflict is often the result of a diagnosis of colon cancer. Many patients believe that they will starve because of colon cancer. In a conflict active phase, increase in function and growth of tumor adenocarcinoma of secretory or absorptive quality. Hepatic circular foci. Rise of the enzyme cholinesterase level in the blood due to increased liver metabolism. Nature logic, with more liver cells of absorptive quality. The food can be sucked and utilized better, with more liver cells of secretory quality. More bile can be produced, and food can be better digested. Both tumors help to avoid starvation and ensure existence. In a repair phase, normalization of function. Tubercular caseating degradation of the tumor by a fungi or bacteria, mycobacteria, hepatitis. Swelling of the liver, pain, night sweats, fever. If no bacteria are present, then encapsulation of these tumors, disconnection from metabolism. Old mesoderm in detail. Developed the cerebellum and its organs. Inner and outer skins, dermis, pericardium, abdomen, pleura. Nerve sheaths, breast glands. In a conflict active phase, cell division, tumor growth. To increase function. In a repair phase, removes what has been added. These organs responsible for protection and integrity conflicts. Distortion, attack, defilement, disfigurement, worry or fight conflicts. Special biological program of the mammary glands. Understood as cancer of mammary glands, adenocarcinoma. Lobular breast cancer. Conflict. Worry or fight conflict with regard to the mother, child, or nest. Or worry or fight conflict with regard to the partner. or conflict in relation to being able to feed, give, be there for someone, or nest conflict, the home is in danger. One fighting in or fears for one's house. In a conflict active phase. Cell division in the mammary gland's tissue, growth of one or more nodes. The longer and more intense the conflict, the larger the tumor grows. In the conflict active phase, there is a tendency to be overcaring and overprotective, often a recurring conflict. Nature logic. With more mammary gland tissue, more milk can be produced. With the extra food supply, the child or family member can heal faster. One can feed and give more. In a repair phase, caseating, tubercular degradation of the tumor. If bacteria are present, the cell remains are eliminated over the lymph system. If no bacteria are available, the tumor will be encapsulated.
Suddenly, the new mesoderm realize that evolution have changed, and in order to survive, they have to change too.
New mesoderm in detail. Develop the cerebral white matter and its organs. Supportive and connective tissue, bones, cartilage, tendons, ligaments, nutrition of the skeletal muscles, blood and lymph vessels, ovaries, testes, and ether. In a conflict active phase, functional limitation. Cell degradation, necrosis. In a repair phase, cell growth, tissue repair, mesenchymal tumors, sarcomas. These organs responsible for self-esteem conflicts. Inability conflicts, example, relating to occupation, relationship, family, sports, and appearance. One was blamed or demeaned, something has failed or gone wrong. Special biological program of bones. Understood us, bone marrow tumor, plasmacytoma, multiple myeloma. Collar's disease. Conflict, intensive self-esteem conflict. According to location in the body, self-worth or inability conflicts, I am not worthy. Particularly severe self-deprecation or the affected body part. In a conflict active phase, cell degradation of the bone marrow. Reduced production of the blood cells, anemia. In a repair phase, when you stop underestimating yourself. Start cell division, restoration of the bone marrow. If flat bones are affected, leukemia occurs, which is a healing process. Nature logic. If you think you are bad or not worthy, then don't move, don't go nowhere, avoid danger. Ectoderm in detail. Develop the cerebral cortex and its organs. Sensory organs, epidermis, squamous mucosa, coronary arteries, veins, bronchial and laryngeal mucosa, tooth enamel, innervation of skeletal muscles. In a conflict active phase, cell degradation, or functional impairment, debility, paralysis. In a repair phase, cell structure or function restoration. These organs are responsible for social conflicts, example, separation, territorial conflicts, bite conflicts, sexual conflicts, motor conflicts, communication problems. Special biological program of the thyroid excretory ducts. Understood as goiter without thyroxine level change. Euthyroid goiter, euthyroid cyst, medial neck cysts. Conflict, powerlessness or frontal fear conflict. The issue of being too slow, passive reaction to an approaching danger. One has to do something quickly, but feels powerless, helpless. One cannot stop something bad from happening, time is running out. One doesn't do anything, but must. In a conflict active phase. Squamous epithelium tissue degradation, ulcer in the thyroid excretory ducts, which are blocked in the meantime, simultaneous slacking of the smooth muscle. Located underneath, increase in width, painful pulling. Nature logic, widening of the ducts, for better release of the thyroid hormones, the individual becomes faster. In a repair phase, restoration of the squamous epithelium. Swelling but no pain, cyst development, possibly breathing difficulties due to swelling. Most often a recurrent conflict. If we look at disease as evil, we will never understand its causes and purpose. The fourth biological law. The microbes works in symbiosis with us. The ontogenetic system of microbes.
The fourth biological law reveals that microbes work in symbiosis with us. They do not cause diseases. They eliminate the effects. We are talking about microflora of human body.
We do not count cases where foreign microorganisms enter through an open wound or interventional procedures.
We have our body microflora. Tuberculosis mycobacterium, herpes virus, and many others. And there is a reason why they are suddenly multiplying. They are controlled by the brain. And exactly the brain gives them order to multiply. Microflora microorganisms in our body are the soldiers. Doing particularly important missions of tumor removal and cell regeneration, in other words, eliminates cancer. So, the inflammation. It is a natural cancer removal surgery. Which your body does when you solve your conflict and relax.
Just if you stay in conflict active phase for too long.
It might be too difficult for your body to remove the tumor on its own because it has grown too large. Or if, for some reasons, your body's natural microflora, the soldiers, are destroyed.
As you see, to think that it's the soldiers who started the war is the same as to think that the government has nothing to do with that.
The ontogenetic system of microbes. Mycobacteria are the oldest representatives of evolution. Therefore, it work in the old organs developed from the Endoderm and some of old mesoderm. Bacteria develop later and work in later formed mesoderm organs. Viruses are the latest representatives of evolution. and working in our youngest, ectoderm organs. Mycobacteria are controlled by the brainstem or cerebellum, multiplying already in the conflict active phase when the tumor, cancer is growing at the command of the brain, multiplying in proportion to the size of the tumor, and waiting for the order to attack. And when the person resolves a conflict, relax, the brain orders the tumor to be removed. The tumor is contracted by mycobacteria and removed through fluids. Example of one special biological program from Endoderm organ. Understood adenocarcinoma of the lung, pulmonary tuberculosis, pneumonia, pulmonary abscess. Conflict, fear of death, fear of dying or death, state of panic. Also can be if a person is afraid of death of a loved one. In a conflict active phase, increased functioning, cell proliferation in the alveoli, alveolar cancer of secretory or absorptive nature, mostly symptomless. Nature logic, with more alveolar tissue. Air can be better utilized in emergencies, better exchange of gases, better chance of survival. In a repair phase, tubercular caseating degradation of the tumor. Through tubercles, pneumonia, bloody phlegm, bloody cough, fever, heavy sweating, bad breath. Tubercles is a mycobacteria destroying tumors. Once seeing them through a microscope, they were thought to be causative agents. People might die if they stay in this fear for too long. Long period of conflict activity may allow the emergence of such large tumors that their size exceeds the body ability to repair itself, operation necessary. Also, second reason why many people died of tuberculosis during the war, because during the repair phase you need to eat well in order to recover, which was not possible during the war. Bacteria are controlled by the cerebellum or white matter. Some bacteria still removes tumors, like mycobacteria. Others are already working in a new way, helps break down tissues in a conflict active phase, and rebuilds them stronger in the repair phase. Example of one special biological program of bones, cartilage or ligaments. Neck pain, cervical syndrome, falling asleep of the hands. Conflict, moral intellectual self-esteem conflict. Perceived injustice, discord, bondage, dishonesty, ingratitude, indecency, intolerance. Feeling stupid or unintelligent. In a conflict active phase, cell degradation in the bones, joints or muscles, no pain, reduced metabolism, possible feeling of being cold. Nature logic. The affected joint or bone dissolves itself, becomes unusable. The individual must find another field of activity, different career, where they can make themselves useful again, or one dissolves from within. In a repair phase, increased metabolism, inflammation, restoration of the tissue with the help of bacteria, swelling, reddening, pain. Osteosarcoma in the neck. Usually recurring conflict. Viruses are controlled by the cerebral cortex. Viruses are involved in cell repair. In a repair phase, they help restore those cells that were destroyed in the conflict active phase. With viruses, tissue repair goes more smoothly. Example of one conflict. Special biological program of the gallbladder bile ducts. Understood as gallbladder inflammation, ectodermal hepatitis. Acute or chronic hepatitis types, autoimmune hepatitis, cancer of the bile ducts. Conflict, territorial anger conflict, or identity conflict. One is angry because the territory or territorial boundaries are not respected. Resentful, one can't forgive, always making accusations. In a conflict active phase. Increase in sensibility of the bile duct mucosa. Later cell degradation in the gallbladder or in the bile ducts, moderate side pain. Often furious, angry, aggressive. Many times for a recurring conflict. Is fat and alcohol intolerance. Nature logic. Through an enlargement of the gallbladder or bile ducts, the lumen increases. Bile can be sent to the duodenum better and quicker, to better vent one's anger. In a repair phase, restoration of the squamous epithelium of the bile ducts or gallbladder, repair of the lost substance, healing swelling, inflammation, hepatitis viruses just repair cells. Hepatic coma, hepatic encephalopathy, it's a repair phase crisis. If the conflict was very long and recurring.
It's your nasty feelings in which you stayed for too long. Are the causes of conflict, or in other words, disease.
Microbes are just eliminating the effects.
Runny nose, it's a stinking conflict. Not wanting to smell something, this situation stinks, or scent conflict, not sensing. What or when something happens, or just nervousness, dissatisfaction with the current situation. Bronchitis, territorial fear or shock fright conflict. A person is afraid of losing his territory, partner, job, or his position in the territory. Also terrible or mortal fear in the territory, to be scared to death, or danger in the area. Pneumonia, fear of death, fear of dying or death. Own or dear person, state of panic, repair phase. Venereal diseases, sexual conflicts, repair phase. Any complications, these are added fears. Infectious diseases of children, childhood conflicts, repair phase. So, the microflora of our body perform much more missions than just participating in digestion. The fifth biological law. All special biological programs, so-called diseases, has a reason. Each one, special biological program, is just resolving a conflict.
And the fifth biological law reveals that each one, special biological program or disease, has a reason. Every symptom has a reason. It's just resolving a conflict.
The special biological programs was formed in evolution. And their goal is to increase the chances of survival. When we face a dangerous situation, when we are caught off guard. Every symptom has a biological meaning and purpose.
Every symptom is just resolving a conflict.
Example: the meaning of testicular cancer. Cell division in the tests occurs after a loss conflict. For example, a close relative dies, or the beloved cat gets run over, or child makes a permanent move to another city. Additional testicular cells produce more testosterone and more sperm, with the intended result being the quick replenishment of the loss. The nature does not distinguish between the death of loved one and beloved cat. The thyroid gland is enlarged. When person feels too slow, cell division begins in the thyroid gland. With more hormones, person becomes faster. And when tasks are completed, the tumor are removed with the help of mycobacteria.
The meaning of pain is to not perform this movement and allow the body to repair.
Example of skeletal muscle pain. It forces the person to stay still so that the bones, ligaments, or cartilage can recover. The longer you stay in conflict active phase, the harder for your body will be to come back to normal again.
For a long delay, to solve the problem that causes you fear or big discomfort, you will pay with severe symptoms in the repair phase.
as you see from 5 biological laws. The cancer is normal biological process when we are in extreme stress. Even if you stay in extreme stress too long, many months, and the body grows too large a tumor, it's just a cosmetic problem.
The biggest enemy and the most common cause of death is your fear and panic.
What metastases are according to 5 biological laws?
So-called cancer metastases are other intense fears to which the organs responsible for them have reacted.
Because cancer or oncology are declared officially as a terrible deadly thing.
Hearing such a diagnosis, it's a tragedy, which starts more special biological programs. And here it just depends what exactly a person will be scared of. Example:
Metastasis into bones.
it's self-esteem conflict, feeling not worthy, not able to do nothing. If it's certain part of the bone, then it's an underestimation of this part of the body.
Metastasis into lungs.
Fear of death, fear of dying, state of panic.
Metastasis into lymph node.
Self-esteem conflict, not being able to remove or purify something in the affected drainage area. Not getting rid of mess, it's usually a tumor that's scary and one wants to get rid of.
Non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Frontal fear conflict, fear of approaching, inescapable danger. Conflict of powerlessness, fear of cancer or virus.
Do you feel that way? Will you hear a diagnosis of cancer?
You are scared to death. Your imagined danger is accepted by your body as real threat. Your fear stops all the natural healing processes.
So be careful what you fear for is what you wish for.
Why children also get cancer?
Children are connected to their parents' emotional state and can take over their conflicts.
The child is connected to the emotional state of parents until about 10 years of age. It's the biology for safety and survival. The child is completely dependent on his parents. He cannot survive on his own. If there is danger, he must feel it immediately and act like parent for his own safety. The child may also have his own conflict. It is better to avoid arguing or fighting in front of the child. To a child, it's horrible like a war and exploding bombs.
Due to new diagnostic technologies, cancer is just detected more often.
Cancer was not so visible before. Therefore, the child and parents were not frightened with terrible diagnosis. Usually the child resolves the conflict, and the cancer is removed naturally in a repair phase. Often the scary diagnosis stops this natural process.
Civilization destroys our natural microflora.
Excessive disinfections and other germ killers also kill the good microbes, which we need so much in repair phase. As you know, if the body don't have certain microbes, the tumor is not eliminated, it's just encapsulated.
Your child is your mirror. If you don't like the reflection in the mirror, fix yourself first.
The main principle that I understood by studying the new medicine. You can get scared. It's normal, it's very human. What is dangerous is to get stuck in that fear for too long. The longer you stay in a fear, the harder for your body will be to come back to normal in repair phase. So what did you learn from 5 biological laws? You can share it in the comments.
In the next video, what is schizophrenia according to the new medicine? And how Dr. Hammer discovered the Enneagrams, 9 personality types, without even knowing about them.
Manage your fear and